Hi, I'm Alex Trebek. Of course, I'm actually not Alex Trebek. Could you turn that off, please? Anyway, if I could tell you how long it's taken us, folks, to set up this shot today. I'm Jeremy Larkin with the Larkin Group at Keller Williams Realty. We're coming with I don't know if it's a weekly or a monthly, it's a real estate update, and you're going to be very interested in it, and we're going to play some Jeopardy today. We took a long time to set up the shot because we wanted to show you downtown St. George. We're on the second floor of our 335 East St. George Boulevard Keller Williams Realty office. In the distance, the old Dixie Lions Sun Bowl. Behind it, the St. George LDS Temple, and a lot of other good landmarks. And Steve Mangelson sitting at his desk, actually trying to work while we shoot it. Thank you, Steve. I want to talk to you today about two things. I want to talk to you about building lot prices, just how low they've gotten, and number two, what that means to building permits, and what the relationship is between the two. Would you please, Tamara, our own Vanna White, by the way, pan over here. You'll love the graphics. I've been up since 3, maybe 4 a.m. working on these graphics on my computer and with a Sharpie. How low have lot prices gotten? I'm going to quiz you. I've got some. Could you cue the Jeopardy music, please? This is a 0.17 acre lot at Shadow Springs. Not so loud. Shadow Springs is near Shadow Mountain, west of the Black Hill in St. George off of Valley View Drive. This is a 0.17 acre lot. I would imagine at the peak of the market that lot would have sold for, say 125 to 150,000. Survey says? Any guesses?
65.
39,500. And I will note something. None of these are short sales, which means these are all legitimate prices that the bank or the seller will accept. That is a bank foreclosure. Below is a Treasure Valley. Treasure Valley is in South Washington Fields. If you've seen the Salisbury Homes developments, it's just over the wall from Stonehenge. This is a 1/4 acre lot in Treasure Valley. At the peak of the market, I would suggest that this lot would have sold for $150 minimum, but probably $175,000. Any guesses in the background? I guess not.
140.
140. No. What's it worth now? $36,000. Now we're going to get back to building permits, but I'll make a side note. We've seen a whole bunch of spec builders who 6 months ago were out of business, like most of us real estate agents were in the last 24 months. All of a sudden, spring back into action, start building spec homes on these very lots. $36,000. Castle Rock. Many of you know Castle Rock. It's off Snow Canyon Parkway. It's a beautiful area. It's a popular area. I had a seller in 2006 that had 5 lots in Castle Rock. We started them at 220, and then we went to 205, and then we took them to 195, and I told them to dump them at 175. They didn't. They sold them for 135 later. You know what you'd pay for a 1/4 acre lot in Castle Rock today? $69,000. 2 more. This is Log Lane in the Washington Fields. This is a big lot, 6/10 of an acre. Custom homes in here. Not really a planned community, kind of a do what you want in here. $74,900. A lot in Log Lane at the peak of the market was $250,000. Just plan on it. And the last one, say you want a view lot. You don't want one of these piddly 1/4 acre or 0.17 acre lots. You're looking for a view lot. You could buy one above Washington City, Washington Fields, at the Bella Vista subdivision. This is a 1/2 of an acre, gorgeous views, and our paper's ripping. $199,000. Let me tell you what the relationship is to building permits. Has anyone ever told you, and maybe you've heard, that our market is on a 10-year cyclical cycle? A 10-year cycle. Okay, you're going to find this very interesting. This is building permits, and I'm showing you the peak years from 1980 to 2010. Okay. The first peak year we had from 1980 was the year 1985. I was only 10 years old at the time. 2,416 building permits were pulled in St. George, Utah. And I know because my parents built a home in Morningside Park that year. Okay? Look what happened. 1994. I'm not a mathematician, but that's almost 10 years. Our next peak was 1,934 permits. 10 years later, 11 years later, in 2005, many of you might remember that year, 3,500 building permits were pulled in St. George, Utah. So what's interesting is that the relationship between the lots and the building permits, obviously there is a relationship. And as the market went crazy and everyone was gobbling up lots, building permits went up. Look what happened between the year 2005 and the year 2009. Only 474 permits were pulled last year, but I will tell you, 280 have been pulled to date as of today, June 2nd. So what's going to happen in St. George, Utah? Well, if I put my guessing cap on, I'd say that about the year 2015, we're not going to see this kind of a peak, but I would like to think that our market will be into recovery mode, and maybe that peak will look like this. I can't say this will follow a 10-year trend, but it has followed a 10-year trend. You can buy a building lot in St. George, Utah for as little as probably $30,000 if you really tried hard, but probably $35,000 or $40,000. You could get a nice view lot for $60,000 to $80,000, an incredible view lot for $100,000. Things have changed in St. George, Utah. The values are back to where they need to be for building lots, and you can see that the trending building permits has followed. If you have any specific questions, go ahead and shoot me an email, larkin@gostgeorge.com. We're here for you anytime, day or night. I'm just kidding. I probably won't answer my phone after 6 o'clock or respond to an email, but you can shoot it over anyway. Over and out. Take care.